As new trailers publish one by one, the 164 character slot is filling up at a rapid pace, seemingly leaving no room for highly requested characters from the previous iterations of the Budokai Tenkaichi series, specifically OG Dragon Ball movies, and Dragon Ball GT. Now, you guys have likely already seen the brand new character trailer released today, which showcased all characters from the Cell Saga, leaving us with 34 character slots left. Those vacancies have also exposed an interesting pattern in the marketing, because some characters have actually already been confirmed in chunks of gameplay in other trailers, but they're not shown here, like the Great Saiyamans, for example. So, realistically speaking, there's actually around 32 characters that have yet to make the cut for the base Sparking Zero roster, or at least that's what Bandai wants you to believe. Dragon Ball fans, I can see your dewy eyes, waiting with bated breath for classic characters to unequivocally be announced in a future trailer. But as the slots keep filling, you lose hope. However, I have a theory, a game conspiracy theory. I think we can all collectively as a community assume that the next character trailer on the block is the Buu Saga, which will definitely show a wealth of characters, most of them likely being different variations of Buu, but also the very possible return of Babidi and some new surprises here and there like Pui, Yakan, and Bibidi. A lot of Buu Saga characters have already been confirmed previously, so there really isn't a very vast amount of ground they could cover here. In combined total, I expect around at least 10 characters to be confirmed for the base roster, leaving us with around 24 characters to be revealed. Now, if we take Dragon Ball Super and all of its relevant characters that haven't been confirmed yet, OG Dragon Ball, which has definitely been confirmed for a fact, movie characters, and GT, without a doubt, a good chunk of these characters will absolutely get cut from the base game, no debate. That is, if you believe the 164 character count is set in stone. We can assume that Bandai is now presenting characters by Dragon Ball arc, judging from the recent trailers we've seen. Eventually, the Buu Saga will take center stage. Well, what's next? A good educated guess would likely be Super, since canonically it occurs after Z. Then likely, the remaining characters of that whole generation of Dragon Ball will fill out the rest of the 164 character count slot. Then we would have the base roster in its quote-unquote full glory. Wink, wink. I genuinely believe, and this is where my conspiracy theory comes in, that 164 characters is not the final count for the base roster. I firmly hold the opinion that they're going to be throwing a curveball in marketing once they show the completed roster, quote unquote, where they'll show a fresh batch of hexes approximately 1/4 the size of the one we got during the wish list now phase of the marketing, which would be around 41 characters to be shown, brand new and returning, which would definitely assuage the fears people have about all classic Budokai Tenkaichi characters returning, because with what we have now, there is absolutely zero chance the characters that people want, be it from movies, GT, and OG Dragon Ball, are going to be included in this roster in their entirety. There's just no way. If it's to be the case that the 164 character count is the final picture for the base roster of this game, there's undoubtedly going to be sizable cuts we're going to be seeing from either Super, movies, and Z, and OG Dragon Ball. Now let me get into the reasons why I think there'll be more than 164 characters at once. Jun Furutani makes it abundantly clear that in Goku's story mode and episode battles, you would be able to play through Goku's story starting from the Saiyan Saga all the way to the Tournament of Power Saga. His statement is easily parallel with the way Bandai has been handling the marketing for Sparking Zero, where all the characters that have been shown either come from Z or Dragon Ball Super. At the moment, Z is the generation of Dragon Ball that's mainly getting all the love. After what I can comfortably assume are Buu Saga characters for the next trailer, Super is likely going to be the next phase of the marketing Bandai is going to start putting into overdrive. A recent interview with the literal marketing director confirms that OG Dragon Ball will be in the game in some capacity, and that begs the question, will Kid Goku be one of the characters to be played in episode battles, ergo confirming OG Dragon Ball and story? Sean Samel in another recent interview gave a little bit of insight into doing voice acting work for Sparking and casually mentioned Super Saiyan 4 in regards to having references from the litany of voices he's done for Goku in the past. While this is unofficial confirmation of GT characters being in the game, I do think that really shouldn't be ignored. It certainly leaves room for some hopium, I suppose. Another thing we could look at is the reveal trailer for Sparking Zero, where the absolute cock tease at the beginning of it depicted a CRT TV showcasing characters in BT3. At the end of it, you could see Super Saiyan 4 Goku throwing a Kamehameha times 10. Some of you might believe that's probably just a nothing burger and just, marketing hype, but I definitely have a feeling in my left nut that GT is going to make at least somewhat of an appearance in this game. In my opinion, it's not a matter of if, but a matter of when these characters will drop. Wouldn't it be weird if GT characters came in a future DLC pack rather than available at launch like all previous Tenkaichi games? I mean, this is a Tenkaichi game, right? Now, me personally, I wouldn't complain, but that would just be weird. Paid DLC would actually be nasty work, I'm not gonna lie. Some people think that even movie characters will be DLC, which is something I think is not impossible, especially when you consider modern trends in gaming, but I just can't wrap my head around that, specifically with those characters, especially when you're looking at previous Tenkaichi games. The reasoning behind why people think that might happen with GT and movie characters is because they're not canon. But seriously, do we really believe that movie characters aren't going to be a part of the base roster GT characters? Nah, I don't believe it. I'll believe it when I see it. DLC is definitely plausible for these characters though, but seriously, let's be real. Do you really think Cooler, for example, is not going to be a part of the base roster? What about Turles, OG Brody, Android 13? I'll put it this way. If the base roster already has characters like Kakunsa and Anizala in it, I'm gonna be honest, who the hell even are they? I was on the phone with my buddy the other day, subscribe to that guy, Bri, and he mentioned that he hoped to see Kato Pezra in the roster. I said, who the hell is that? I went online and searched up who he was, and then I remembered his face, and then I was like, oh shoot, this dude, King Cold, has even been confirmed. When was the last time we got a playable King Cold in a video game? It just really seems that Bandai is going all out with the roster. And with the kind of characters we have confirmed, it's kind of hard to believe GT and movies won't be there at launch. Now let's say GT and movies end up being DLC. When would they release after launch? Because we do know that there will be 3 DLC packs that include Dragon Ball Super and Dragon Ball Daima. How is the release cadence going to be like exactly? 20 plus characters? That isn't even a cold hard number. It's really interesting how Bandai is going to commit to all of it. Even looking at it from a Budokai Tenkaichi 3Z character's perspective, you got the Great Apes, the Rudagarn. If my theory is correct, which I think it is, everything makes sense to me in my head. 34 characters left. We still have the Buu Saga and then Super. OG Dragon Ball has been confirmed. You have legendary voice actors mentioning a little something about GT. Previously non-officially revealed characters not showing up on the hexes. There's just something off to me. But let me know what you guys think. Is this hopium, or do you think I'm onto something here? I want to put the caveat out there that you guys should probably come to your own conclusions and take what I'm saying with a pinch of salt, because at the end of the day, we don't know what Bandai has up their sleeves. Will I be wrong? Time will tell. But I'm standing on business.